Hey, what's up? I'm Dave Watkins, Watkins Films. Check it out. I found this Halloween 3 Season of the Witch Silver Shamrock t-shirt. Now, I've had this a while. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it before doing my review on the film, on the 4K review of it earlier this month, which you can check out. And also, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and like this video? That will help with the algorithm. Today, we're going to talk about a recent Umbrella Entertainment Blu-ray release of House LLC. And check out this lithograph front cover here. Check out, see the way the house like does all that crazy stuff there. So this includes all 4 of the films to date. Also a bound book and some pictures, and we're going to take a look at all that here in just a little bit. Now there is a 5th movie in production, so it says it's a complete set, and it is for now, but there's going to be another film coming up eventually, which will make this not the complete collection anymore. Today we're not going to focus on all of the films since I haven't watched them. The only one I've seen so far is the first film, which is House LLC. And this is the one we're going to talk about. Now, I have read some stuff about the other ones, and it seems like this is the better of them, and some of them are a little bit disappointing, but I'm going to eventually get to them. So this is a supernatural found footage horror film from 2015. And as far as found footage films go, it is fairly well done. And it's kind of done in a Blair Witch style. Now, as far as like the structure of it, it starts out in a kind of a documentary sort of situation where you have some interviews of some people mixed with some footage. And they're implying throughout these interviews that something really bad happened at this haunted house attraction, which eventually, about 15 or 20 minutes into the film, one of the woman who was part of the flashback stuff, she shows up with the tapes and she gives them to the filmmakers who are making the documentary. And from there on, for most of the film, it follows the footage that they shot. So it starts out documentary like, and then it becomes kind of found footage following the footage. And the main characters are a group of haunted house creators who do haunted attractions for Halloween. And so they're a little bit out of their comfort zone. They've rented this abandoned hotel called the Abaddon, and that's where they're setting up. And it's a town kind of far away from where they normally would set up, but they feel that it's going to attract enough attention, and it's a cool location. So they're going to set this hotel up, an abandoned hotel, for the haunted house attraction, and it follows their plight from when they first arrive, and the place is all jacked up, cobwebs all over the place, and they end up staying there, and the guy running the camera, he kind of films a lot. He kind of, he's on camera some, and he's kind of like, the character, when you see him talk, he's kind of like a little bit of a douche, or a fairly big douche. But as it goes on, he becomes a little bit more tolerable. It follows from when they first arrive, and then they have to set everything up until the day the attraction opens, when all disaster breaks loose. And according to the opening part, a lot of people died during the first day that it was open. Little do the characters know that this hotel has a very dark past, and it's possibly haunted, or some demonic presences within the establishment or the hotel. Now, I don't want to give a lot of the plot away, but I will say that the film, it does give you a very creepy feeling, and it builds up tension as the film goes on, and it has some very creepy, genuinely scary moments. And the ending is fairly effective. They do a good job with it. It is all fairly well done, including the cast here. Now, the cast is, the actors are predominantly, they're all kind of unknown actors, but they do a good job. They seem very authentic in their roles. I believed what they were doing the whole time, and I think they did a great job. And I do want to congratulate the directors and the producers on making this. This is an indie film. I'm an indie film director myself, and the way that they got this out to a bigger audience, I want to congratulate them on it, and also the fact they were able to make several sequels and continue the story. I think that's just an amazing thing. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the packaging here. So here's the first one. the one that I watched. And inside of it is they have a disc, and it is Blu-ray. And we'll talk about the transfer here briefly in just a minute. It has a poster on the inside of it. Now this is a reversible poster. It's a poster for Hell House 3: Lake of Fire and Hell House the Abaddon Hotel. That's Hell House Part 2. It's a reversible poster on the inside. It's a pretty neat addition to it. The slip box is really cool. And by the way, there's some clowns in this film. If people if clowns make them uneasy, there are some clowns in it, but they're featured lightly in the first one, but effectively they do a good job with it. The second one has this part 2 and 3 on it. Luckily on separate disc. Now, there is a reversible thing going on here. I guess this is the same. It's just the same on the reverse. So there's 2 and 3, and then this one says Hell House Origins. So this is I would believe it's a prequel, and it has that disc and another poster. Let's take a look at this poster, see what's going on with it. Again, it looks to be reversible. So this is the first movie. It's a poster for the first film, Hell House LLC, and then a poster for the prequel, Hell House Origins: The Carmichael Manor. And then there's also a booklet in here, and it has some interviews, and it has pictures of throughout of the different films. It's a nice hardback book, very well done. And then there's some little postcard or character things here. Pretty impressive packaging. I think Umbrella typically does a good job on their packaging. Now the transfer itself, this is a found footage movie, so the footage varies in quality intentionally. Like some of them is supposed to be like people shooting with their cell phones, like some of the people who go into the haunted house shoot one of the earlier scenes with a cell phone. But most of the found footage is shot with a pretty decent camera. Like the main people have a decent camera that follows them through, and most of it's lit pretty good. And there's also the documentary interviews, which look very, very clean typically, and very well, like professionally. Like, so it's an intentional thing. Variations of different type of media, which happens in found footage films. This is a Blu-ray. I don't know if a 4K would actually help it much. It may help some of the stuff. It may make it look worse. I don't know. But on Blu-ray, it all works fine. I'm going to go ahead and out of 5 stars, I'm going to give this a 3.5 star. I think it is a very solid entry into the found footage genre. The acting is realistic. There's a lot of good atmosphere. It's very creepy, and there are several good scares. Now, your tolerance for the film is going to depend on your tolerance of found footage type of film. So going into it, you have to be okay with the shaky cams and some of the intentionally low quality footage. Now, the filmmakers are clearly dealing with a low budget here, but they do have a very awesome location in the Abaddon Hotel. So they make very good use of the location and also the props, and specifically some of the clowns. There's some pretty cool makeup in a few parts of this where people seem to be possessed or looking very scary. And unlike the Blair Witch, you actually do see a pretty good bit of stuff in this film. So overall, I thought this was very well done. If you've seen it before, let me know what you think. And if you haven't done so already, if you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave Watkins. Thanks for watching.